You know, we had a dream a long time ago. We had a little house, 950 square feet. And our dream was when Joel got out of high school, boy, things would be looking up and we'd move into something a little bigger. We're big family people, have room for grandchildren and daughters-in-law. We were projecting ahead. We do have them now. And then, of course, about the time he graduated in '06, things quickly after that started falling apart.
Changing. And we kind of got the feeling that that wasn't going to be a possibility. But we always liked the neighborhood in East Point where we lived. We were there for 23 years, but things have started to change a little bit, and we kind of got to the point then where we decided that if we're ever going to be able to move, we needed to check into it and see if that's a possibility.
But we said that for about 2 or 3 years.
And then we finally did. Then we finally decided we got to do it. So, and we were just driving down Gratiot and saw your name on the marquee in front of the RE/MAX office there, and said, Charlie, let's contact Charlie. So that's kind of how we got into it.
Mm-hmm. And it was like at the perfect time, evidently.
Yeah, because when we met, because we were way underwater on our house in East Point, we met with you, and you said we got to talk to the finance guy, who happens to be the brother of our 8th grade teacher at St. John.
Yeah, Doug's sister teaches at St. John.
And to see if we would qualify to buy a new house before selling.
We knew it would have to be a short sale, which we didn't know what that meant, and
Right.
we kind of figured that there was absolutely no way it would happen, but we thought, you know what, at our age, we have about 12, 15 years yet till we retire, and we thought we better do something now, because if we don't, we want enough time to pay down. We had actually been paying extra for 10, 11 years,
Right.
and we were still way underwater. It was like, we'll just see what happens.
So then we did, and we met with Doug and found out that even with a whole bunch of co-signed student loans and stuff, that we've qualified for the mortgage. So
we went out to
got us
Panera's
going.
and celebrated.
Yeah, and then we
And we found a nice one in Clinton Township.
yeah,
And what's the street?
Sterling Heights, actually.
Sterling Heights,
right
yeah.
the
On
border.
Edshire.
on Edshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in a great neighborhood, we love it.
We absolutely love it. And then, as it turns out, Joel, who we coincide in all those student loans with, they have too many, and we couldn't have done this in East Point, but now we have remodeled the basement into an apartment, and they are living with us currently.
Right, to try to get
try
out from
to
underneath that
Get out
student
under
loan
that
debt.
for a couple
they-
of years. They're newlyweds, so.
Yeah. I remember
Shockingly.
when we started that process, it was, we have to go 90 days before the bank will talk to us, to get that process moving. And really, I know that when we were kind of involved in it, a lot of that ended up, there was a lot of stuff going on in the background that we didn't know about that you were doing, and your team, your group of people that help you out with that. And it seemed like that 90-day period started, and we were actually sold within the 90 days instead of it
Yeah,
going
because the first time
much
I think
longer
we
than
talked about it, you said, be prepared. They're going to do this, this, and this, and everything you said worked out just like it said.
that. Right. But it went a little faster
Except
than we
that
expected.
it went a lot faster. You were preparing us that maybe, to give some perspective, we moved into our house in the end of December. And it might be October, November of
Until that whole
2012
process was
until we
done.
were closed, and we actually closed in June. And we were done
Yeah.
with it.
And there was the balance, there was no balance left.
No,
No
nothing
balance
left.
left.
And we just felt so relieved. And that whole time, thinking about it, the fall that we were waiting to get the house in Sterling Heights, thinking, 2 houses and a short sale, and that goes against everything that we ever believed in. But we were so stuck. And I thought, I'm just going to be a wreck till that house sells. But you really put us at ease. And I'm still so thankful to that day, because all last spring, we were getting ready for a wedding, no stress in our life.
Yeah.
And I really didn't worry about it. And that
Right.
was...
And in the process, once we kind of got that conversation, that dialogue going with the mortgage, with the lender that we had on the East Point house, we got a couple of phone calls from them. But
They weren't mean.
you kind of guided us on how to handle those. And actually, I was really surprised, because we didn't get a lot of phone calls, and they were all very cordial, and so I was real happy with that too. One of the things right away from the beginning, you kind of walked us through what that whole process with the short sale would be, because that was a complete unknown for us. Our purchase our purchase in Sterling Heights was a conventional sale, so that was pretty normal, what we had had experience with. But the other process was totally foreign. So, and then along the way, as questions came up, you know, I'd just text you, and we you know, you were real. We got information, we got answers right away. You know, even from, you know, once we got into the process of working with the mortgage company and stuff, how to, you know, deal with phone calls, and, you know, just kind of guided us along the way. I think that was one of the biggest things for me. And when we were looking, I mean, we had houses lined up. We found a few things online, and you checked into those, and we were able, you know, it was very, I think the whole process, the whole, you know, journey, you were there doing all these things, making sure it would happen.
You guys were just on top of it.
Yeah,
you
right
know,
on top
you were
of
on
the
top of
process
it,
the whole way.
and we appreciated that because it was not a normal sale for us. I mean, on the East Point house,
It
and
was very
therefore,
nerve-wracking
what we
along
had to
the
do to
way.
even buy a house was kind of flipped from what you would normally do. You know, you buy a house first, it's like, what are you, nuts?
Yeah, buy a second house before you
Because we don't make a
sell
ton
the
of money.
first
We
one.
teach in a Lutheran school, so, you know, we don't make a public school salary. So that money factor is a big deal for us. And it worked out very well.
Yeah.